Now that we've reviewed how to add in a contact role, add those contact businesses, add in those contact groups, let's go ahead and talk about a contact within Open to Close. You may need to import your contacts into Open to Close. If you need to do that, you're going to select your three-line icon, head down to our hammer icon, and select Templates. Once we're in Templates, we're going to scroll all the way to the bottom and select New Import. From here, you can select the import type and select Contacts. On this right-hand side, you're going to see the list of the different fields that you're going to be able to merge or bring in into that specific import. Make sure you're using a CSV file to bring that in. If you already have your contacts brought into your Open to Close account, or you're slowly but surely adding them as you add in properties, those contacts are going to live underneath the Contact tab. Here, we'll go ahead and select that Contact tab. It's that little person icon with the circle. Once we've selected it, I'll go ahead and minimize this particular navigation bar, and we'll take a look at our contact view here. I already have a contact table created, but if you don't see this same screen, make sure to follow the prompts to create that contact table. It's the same way that we would create our property table. Now that we have this up here, though, we can see that we can add in a couple different filters if we need to. We can create different segments if you need to create different segments. You'll also see the different contacts that you have currently. If we need to add in a new contact, someone that we're working with every single time, we can select Add Contact and add in their information here. We can add in their first name, their last name, an email, and their contact role. You also don't have to associate a contact role if that contact role changes every single time they're added to a property. For example, I have a lot of my agents within my Open to Close account, but I don't have a contact role selected underneath this particular area. The reason I don't is because when I bring that agent onto the property, that's when I want to determine whether they're the buyer's agent, the co-buyer's agent, my seller agent or my listing agent, or my co-seller, co-listing agent. We'll go ahead and scroll to the bottom and say close. And I'm going to go ahead and open up one of our contact roles. Let's go ahead and open up Jill. When we open up Jill here, you can see that I have a contact role already associated with this particular person. I can select here if I need to update that. Below that, I'll have the option to edit any of the fields that are here. I can scroll down and I can add on the tags. I can add in some personal dates. I can also apply that business that I mentioned earlier. When I apply that information, if we scroll down, you'll see that that business information is now added in there. Below, you can see who this was created and you can see where this was created. For example, this particular contact was created inside of an intake form. If I scroll it back to the top, we have a couple different tabs up here. We've got our notes, emails. This is going to show any emails that were sent to this particular contact, text messages if there are any, calls. I'll be able to select those lead sources that we mentioned earlier. I can add them to a different group. So if I needed to add them to Hannah's team, I can select Hannah's team, and now Jill is added to that. I can also go to connections to see the different people that Jill is connected to. Connections are an awesome way to make sure that if Jill comes on, well, Emily and Hannah, they also need to come on, as long as I have these options selected here. If I need to add on another person, let's go ahead and say Kelly needs to get added on as well. We'll select Kelly, and we'll want to make sure to what we say add to property. Now, when Jill gets brought onto a property, these three contacts are brought on as well. We also have the opportunity to say that we want to automatically send an invite to the client portal. If I say yes, automatic send invite, I'm also going to want to make sure I choose that client portal role. If I select this dropdown, I'll be able to see the options that I have here. If you don't have any options just yet, you might need to select edit portal roles and create your roles. An example of the roles that I usually use is if you've got a broker owner who doesn't necessarily need access to checking off tasks within Open to Close, but they do want to see the properties that are on Open to Close, you can give them an access as a client portal. That's going to make it so that they have free access to view those properties, see what kind of documents are going on, and see the timeline for those properties. When I click on my permission set for this, you can see that I have all of the permissions that are available set for this particular person. I also have a buyer version that I send out where they only get access to the timeline, details, documents, and the ability to upload or download those documents. I might even have a co-agent that also needs access to timeline, documents, tasks that are only completed. Take some time to review your portal roles and take some time to review the contacts that you have right now to make sure that you already have this set up. On our right-hand side, we're going to be able to see the option to send them an email, send them a text, or give them a call, as long as the phone number is added into that phone number area. Below that, we can see the different properties that this person is currently associated with. If I go to this Ivy Lane or if I select this Ivy Lane, that's going to open up that property for me and I'll be able to review that property and see what Jill is doing on that particular property as well.